For centuries, humans have tried to imagine what hell looks like. Dante gave us infernal circles, Bosch painted fields of torment, and countless myths have described fiery underworlds. But what if hell wasn't just a story? What if it was based on real places on Earth? Places so strange, so terrifying, that our ancestors could only describe them as gateways to another world. From burning mountains to endless pits of fire, these are the top 10 real locations that inspired the idea of hell. Starting at number 10, we journey to the Karakum Desert in Turkmenistan, to a place nicknamed the Door to Hell. In 1971, Soviet engineers were drilling for natural gas when they accidentally punched into a massive underground cavern. The ground beneath their rig collapsed, creating a huge crater nearly 70 meters wide. To prevent the spread of poisonous methane gas, they decided to set it on fire, thinking it would burn out in a few weeks. That was over 50 years ago. It's been burning ever since. Imagine standing at the edge of this fiery pit at night. The desert around you is pitch black, silent, but in front of you is a roaring inferno, casting a demonic red glow across the sand. It looks like an open wound on the face of the earth, a permanent portal to a world of fire. It's no wonder it earned its name. At number 9, we travel to northern Japan, to a place called Mount Osore. The name itself translates to Mount Fear, and for good reason. This is a desolate, active volcanic region surrounded by bubbling pits and toxic yellow-green sulfur lakes. The air is thick with the smell of rotten eggs, and steam rises from cracks in the earth. According to local Buddhist beliefs, this is where the spirits of the dead gather before crossing into the afterlife. It's considered one of Japan's most sacred and feared sites. You can see monks performing rituals here, trying to guide lost souls across the Sanzu River, Japan's version of the River Styx, which flows right through this eerie landscape. It's a place where the line between our world and the next feels terrifyingly thin. Coming in at number 8 is the Plutonian at Hierapolis, an ancient city in modern-day Turkey. This site was known in the ancient world as a literal gate to hell. The Greek historian Strabo wrote that any animal brought near this cave would instantly collapse and die, while the priests who served the gods of the underworld could enter unharmed. For centuries, this was seen as proof of divine power, the breath of the god of the underworld, Hades himself. Today, scientists have solved the mystery. The cave emits a deadly, invisible cloud of carbon dioxide seeping from deep within the earth. But imagine being an ancient pilgrim, seeing birds drop from the sky and bulls fall lifeless at the cave's entrance. You wouldn't think of geology. You'd believe you were standing at the very edge of the underworld. For number 7, we sail to Iceland to face Hekla, a volcano with a fearsome reputation. In medieval Europe, Hekla was known simply as the gateway to hell. Monks and scholars wrote that its thunderous eruptions were the screams of damned souls being tortured in the fires below. After a major eruption in the 12th century, tales spread across the continent that Hekla was the prison where the traitor Judas was eternally punished. Its frequent and explosive eruptions made it a symbol of divine wrath. Even today, with all our scientific understanding of volcanoes, some local legends persist, and the nickname, Gateway to the Underworld, still clings to its fiery peak. At number 6, we find a lake in Tanzania that seems to have a cursed power. Lake Natron. This isn't your average body of water. It's a hyperalkaline salt lake, with a pH so high it can burn the skin and eyes of most animals. And its waters are often a startling blood-red color due to the microorganisms that thrive there. But its most terrifying feature is what it does to any creature that dies in it. The lake's unique chemical composition perfectly preserves their bodies through a process called calcification. They wash ashore like eerie stone statues, frozen in their final moments. It's a macabre gallery of nature's mummified victims, a landscape that looks like a scene of divine punishment, where life is literally turned to stone. Halfway through our list, at number 5, we descend beneath the glittering streets of Paris into the Empire of Bones. The catacombs of Paris hold the remains of over 6 million people. In the late 18th century, the city's cemeteries were overflowing, so authorities began moving the bones into a network of ancient underground tunnels. But this isn't just a pile of skeletons. The bones and skulls are arranged in haunting decorative patterns, walls of femurs, circles of skulls. It's a labyrinth of death stretching for miles. While parts are open to the public, much of the network is off limits. A dark, unmapped maze where people have been known to get lost. The city above is one of light and life. The city below is an eternal silent night. For number 4, we return to the world of myth with Mount Etna in Sicily. This is one of the most active volcanoes in the world, but to the ancient Greeks, it was much more. According to their mythology, Etna was the prison of Typhon, a monstrous, 100-headed titan who challenged Zeus for supremacy. After a cataclysmic battle, Zeus defeated him and trapped him beneath this very mountain. Typhon's eternal rage, his thrashing and fire-breathing, was believed to be the cause of Etna's earthquakes and eruptions. So, when the ground shook and lava flowed, it wasn't just a natural disaster, it was a titan trying to break free from his infernal prison. For them, Etna wasn't a gateway to hell. It was hell itself, breaking through the Earth's crust. At number 3 is a place of profound sadness and unsettling silence, Aokigahara Forest in Japan. Located at the base of Mount Fuji, this forest, also known as Jukai, or the Sea of Trees, is so dense that sound barely travels and sunlight struggles to pierce the canopy. Compasses are known to fail here due to the magnetic iron in the volcanic soil, making it incredibly easy to get lost. It's known as Japan's suicide forest, a place where many have chosen to end their lives. Local folklore says the spirits of the dead, the Yurei, whisper among the trees, luring people deeper into the woods. The forest has an overwhelming atmosphere of sorrow, a place where the boundary between the living and the dead feels tragically blurred. If you or anyone you know is struggling, please know there is hope and help available. We've included resources in the description below. Our runner-up, at number 2, takes us to ancient Greece and the Necromantean of Acheron. This was a real temple dedicated to necromancy, the practice of communicating with the dead. Ancient Greeks believed the Acheron River, which flows nearby, was one of the rivers of the Underworld, and this temple was a place where mortals could connect with the spirits of Hades. Visitors would undergo elaborate rituals involving sensory deprivation and hallucinogenic potions, then descend into dark, underground chambers. They claimed they could hear the voices of their deceased loved ones echoing from the darkness. Archaeologists have excavated the site and found the underground tunnels, just as the ancient texts described, leading deeper and deeper into the earth, and into what they believed was the realm of the dead. And finally, our number 1 most hellish real location takes us to 18th century England and the Hellfire Caves. Dug by hand into the hills of West Wycombe, this network of man-made caverns was not the product of nature or ancient myth, but of a secret society. The infamous Hellfire Club, a group of powerful aristocrats led by Sir Francis Dashwood, met here for their secret rituals. Far from the public eye, they would engage in mock religious ceremonies, worship forbidden deities, and indulge in debauchery. Imagine robed figures chanting by torchlight, their voices echoing through the winding chalk tunnels deep underground. This wasn't a natural gateway to hell, it was a hell they built for themselves. Some say the echoes of their rituals still linger in the cold, dark air, waiting for the next visitor. From fiery craters and petrifying lakes to man-made empires of the dead, these places show us that the concept of hell isn't just a fantasy. It's a reflection of the most terrifying, mysterious, and awe-inspiring corners of our own world. Humanity didn't invent hell, we found it, and simply gave it a name. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey as fascinating as we did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more explorations into the world's greatest mysteries.